Hello, this is your host, Sammy B. You are listening to From the Pitch to Purpose. It's all about transitions. That's what we talk about here. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Today in our podcast, we have one of my dear, amazing, beautiful friends named Beth Stanfield. And I am so excited for you guys to listen to this beautiful mind. And I can't wait for you to hear more. Enjoy this episode of From the Pitch to Purpose. So, first of all, I need you to introduce yourself. I could do it. I could tell them all the amazing things about you, but I want you, with your own words, just to say bullet point 3 bullet points. Who are you?
Okay. I'm Beth Stanfield. I was born in Kansas, was there until I was 18, went to college. Then after I graduated college in the Midwest, I went and did music things for 4 years in Nashville. Yes. And then you didn't know that, Sammy?
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Next one we'll talk about Nashville. Yeah. That was fun. Did the music thing, met my husband, went to law school, got married, started as an attorney in North Carolina. I've been here ever since. So, we've got 2 boys who you'll never see on the internet, not because I don't want to put them on there, but because they have refused to allow their faces to be seen on the World Wide Web, and they have agency. So, I do have them. I only post dogs and dances. At this dogs and juncture, dogs and dances.
I love it.
Husbands and kids are like, meh. So
goes and change the name to @dogs.
That's right.
I love that. Well, you talked a lot already about massive transitions. So out of those ones, what was like the biggest you might be going through right now?
Yeah, I will say the most extraordinary, massive, life-changing transition for me was actually 4 years ago when I quit my litigation job. I was a litigator and had been litigating through the majority of my career. I knew that I was needing to transition for my own, for my own mental health, but my own DNA, because we were not a good mix. Not to say I didn't do a great job. I was a really good litigator and I enjoyed opening and closing arguments, but I don't like to lose, and you can't ever really win. Even if you win the trial, you don't ever really win, because somebody lost a lot of money and your clients paid a lot of money, and it's really difficult. But that wasn't the catalyst. It was part of my thought process. It was bubbling up in me. But really, the true change was when I decided to get sober. I got sober at the very end of 2018 and moving into 2019. My entire family moved at the same time. I started a job, took a major pay cut to start a completely new job, new environment, went to the beach, and that was the big change. And that was what really started me on this current path, which led to Turn Up and the escalation of expansion.
Yeah. The escalation of expansion. Put that on right now.
Yes.
I mean, yes, you can escalate and yes, you can expand, but like that combo right there.
Oh, yes. It's combustible. It's combustible.
It is.
Yeah.
You got sober right before COVID.
Thank God.
Yes. Ooh. And I'm sending you the biggest high five, hug, hell yeah, because I know for a matter of fact how hard it was and to be sober through that.
Yes. There are a lot of my friends, family members, went through that. And that in and of itself was the tipping point for a lot of folks. And it's just, you got to be ready. And so it's going to hit where it hits and when it hits. And there's no safety net for that. It's just a leap of faith. Yeah, sobriety really is a leap of faith. It really is, because you don't know what life looks like. You can't see what life looks like. when you're in it, all you can do is survive. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
That is the only job that you really know that you can manage,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Survival mode is serious. And I know for a lot of people who struggle with staying sober, it's like
yeah.
that survival mode is just so safe. And
Hmm.
then like jumping out of that is like, I know my husband, he had mentioned something about, he's like, yeah, but like, what if that doesn't work? When I was mentioning going to therapy, when I was mentioning,
Yeah.
all these things, he goes, I don't think it's going to work. And
Mm.
taking that chance, like you said, that leap of faith on yourself is
Right.
huge. And then you did it, and
So
then
huge.
COVID hit. Like,
Yeah.
then there's like,
Oh
and you're
yeah.
just in a house contemplating life every day. Your whole
Hmm.
world changed. There's no structure. There's no manual on how to. The whole
Right.
world flipped.
I know. Crazy.
It is, and
So many.
go ahead.
I was just going to say, so many of us in that phase were reinventing all our patterns for better and worse.
Mm. Mm.
Uh, so that was a hard one. And now I feel like, we are in a post-COVID world, but there are so many of the things that were created during COVID that have to be broken. And a lot of the things COVID created a space
Mhm.
for a lot of inklings and little touches and nudges from the universe to say, is this really it?
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, hey, what's this turn up thing?
Yeah.
That was the vibe that I was in at that point.
Yeah, I think a lot of people went searching for something, anything to keep their
Hmm.
mind sane,
Hmm.
Like I know that like a lot of people turn to music. Like yes, a lot of people turn to alcohol. Yes, a lot of people turn to their drugs or their vices, but
Hmm.
some people created a life. Like some people created
Yes,
themselves. Like and that's like the craziest thing that those two things can happen in the world at the exact same time.
exactly.
Just crumbling as well as people
I
being
know.
every day.
That's right.
I mean, that's mind blowing. That's like a just a mind blowing concept, which is actually kind of cool too.
It
But
is.
what was something that really surprised you in this transition that you were like, I either didn't know I was capable of that, or whoa, I didn't expect that challenge, or that high or that low? What really surprised you?
So that's a two-parter. I'm gonna give you the immediate surprise for me. So when I knew that I had this buried, and I know you've heard me talk about this before, but from a very young age, felt very haunted by the sense that there was a purpose. And I grew up in a very, very conservative Christian evangelistic world. And so that terminology was like missional and calling. And so when I use that terminology, I do use it I do get a little cringy about it, but I will say there's a redemptive element of it going on in my walk now, that, even though I've gone through a lot of transition in terms of my belief system, there's still so much that I not only honor
Yeah.
and value, but have found truth and authentic way of operating with that sense of calling,
Yeah.
because it's still there. Even though it doesn't necessarily look the same or sound the same, it's still there. It never died. It never went away. And what it is this knowledge of, you've got your practical material self, you've got your day to day, your responsibilities and the bills to pay and the things to do and the relationships to make. But then beneath that, and where the resistance comes, but beneath that is the unlived life, this magical potential that we have, this combustible, incredible potential to do good and to spread the most remarkable, inclusive type of magic to women, people in our world, and literally literally change the world.
Yeah.
And I always felt that.
Yeah.
So what surprised me first was the biggest thing that was keeping me trapped was not only that it was that the alcohol, because it's a mistress and it's a it is the worst tyrant of all, was keeping me enchained. But the other part of it that was keeping me, even in the immediate aftermath, still very buried, was self-loathing.
Mm.
And when I finally got sober, and for me, sobriety was, it just doesn't exist to me. I don't care if anybody, I could be in a whole room of drinkers and whatever, and I'm good, because it just doesn't exist for me. Like it's gone.
I need to interrupt you and say that is amazing. That is amazing that you are capable of doing that in your brain. Like that alone is like huge win.
It's a huge win. I didn't know that it would be like that for me. And I don't think it's like that for everybody. It's a complicated question of chemistry, length, obviously your genes play into that quite a bit. Thank you, German heritage, but it's right.
Yes.
I remember the communion wine being like, I like this.
I like this, Mom. Let's
like
this for dinner.
I know. I was like, can I have a sip, Dad, of your beer?
Yeah.
But yes, so it's a multifaceted question, how it's going to play out. So I have a lot of compassion and empathy for a lot of different ways that, what sobriety looks like. But for me, it was, kind of, I think the miracle is that it was like, it evaporated. It evaporated with all the lies that held me under. And when I said, finally, we're breaking through, it fell like a house of cards.
Wow.
Yeah. Which was the greatest miracle. And with that went the self-loathing. The self-loathing just went out the window. I did not have to wake up and hate myself anymore. No. I did not have to wake up and beat myself up over all the promises I made yesterday that I didn't keep by the end of the day. And that created the space to be able to dream and the space to be able to think through the dream and to be able to contemplate the unlived life. Yeah. That was a huge surprise because I honestly was like, I don't even know what I'm just going to, actually I do. I was like, I'm just going to lay low. I'm going to lay low for the rest of my life. I'm just gonna,
radar.
I'm just gonna chill. Netflix and chill.
Avoid the triggers.
I know. I'm just gonna right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Pretty. Just driving Miss Daisy. Just hanging out.
Right.
He was totally. Like, I get that. I think that like the thing about, I know this about you already. The thing about it is you can't not, if you hear someone's story, you can't not encourage them. You can't, it's not built into your DNA as much as like you said, the German and the desire to drink was built in. Your ability and necessity to be great, it's through your DNA.
It is.
And it's such a big responsibility. And sometimes like, I don't want it.
And that's the thing too, like sometimes the self-loathing wants to creep back in.
Yeah.
Because of the resistance to birth this baby, because I was talking about, I was talking about like, I was writing this after a conference about how, and I think I may have said this at some point, but it is miserable to be in a horrible job with a horrible boss and to be stuck and to have not have the financial wherewithal to be able to step into something that you can see, you can plan, you can do all these things, but you like this horrible situation is holding you back. That is miserable and it's a nightmare. But for me, I don't have that stuff. I don't have the miserable boss. I don't have that. I have the autonomy. I have the good salary. I have the great things. I have the dream. I have, I have the stuff that on paper looks good, but it's not for me. And therefore, that is making me miserable. The most miserable thing is not walking out what you're called to do. That will make you, I almost said the F-bomb. That'll make you miserable. Okay.
That'll fuck you up. That will fuck someone. No. I will bleep it out because it really will. It really will. And it'll eat at you. And then like, it actually, the hardest part is that vicious cycle of that eating at you, going right back into the self-loathing, being I should be doing more. Oh, but I'm too scared. Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
Just this like continuous cycle of just not enough. Whether you don't feel enough, whether you're not doing enough, whether you can't get enough money, whether you don't have enough freedom, like it's just not enough. And it just kind of just over
I
and
know.
over that cycle, and it's
Yep.
exhausting,
It's
especially
exhausting.
for
And
creative.
self-sabotaging too. Because Sammy, I know you know this, but the self-sabotage right now, like if I put unlived life, okay, so the quote is in everybody, something like this. I'm not going to get it right completely, Stephen. I'm sorry. In everybody, there's an unlived life, right? There's the life you're living and your unlived life. And between the two stands resistance. That's self-sabotage. That is the current climate of resistance.
Right.
Yeah.
And I, like I said, it just feeds into the other part. It's just like, but I just think that's exactly what it is. It's just like a vicious cycle of it's just not feeling enough, not doing enough, not being enough, all those things.
Right.
And then really genuinely, truly hating that process. And then that turns into hating yourself and hating all you feel and all that. It's very much this vicious cycle. But tell me about something that like a specific time where you're like, I want to quit, I want to drink, I want to do this, and you just got through it.
Well, like I said, after I made the decision, alcohol is nothing to me. It's nothing to me. So it's like that has been a miracle. But I will tell you, I feel right now in this present moment is like the third trimester of the last days of the last trimester of birthing this baby, because I've been carrying it for so long. And yet, you know what it's like to be pregnant. When you get to the end, you're like, I don't care how you get this baby out. Get this baby out. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
And even while I feel that, I'm also about to text you before this thing to quit.
Yeah.
Why do I do that? Why do we do that? Because we don't feel ready.
I guess it's self-loathing dressed differently.
Yeah.
Coming in a different, in sheep's clothing and wolf's clothing, whatever it is, it's just self-loathing dressed differently, as fear.
Yeah. And fear.
Yeah, as like you said, self-sabotage. It's just differently. It's coming in a different cloak and it's going to try to mess with you in a different way. And then honestly, like the amount of different types of those people, like I've got anxiety that hits me in the face sometimes. I've got, just like anger sometimes. I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be this. Like it's anger. It's and maybe it sounds like I'm actually describing grief. And it could be grieving who we want to stay. You know what I'm saying? We want to stay small.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the process that we're doing. We're grieving.
Yeah.
Loss of the life.
Yeah.
Because
that's right.
Those are all the emotions. Like anger, fear. I bargain. Like, do I really have to be this person? Like, can I just be normal? Can I just dream about being a teacher?
Right.
Like,
oh my gosh, there's so many stops along the way. There's so many stops along the way. Like, as I was conceptualizing this next move, it's a really big move. And along the way, I'm like, oh, but let me hedge my bets a little bit. Like, let's hedge a little bit and we'll supplement a little by doing this little other thing on the side. Right. And then I would go, I actually like had an experience where I actually was like, yeah, let's do that. That's great. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and talk to these recruiters about doing this other thing on the side. So I've got this side gig going on or whatever. And I'm on the phone talking to them. And then I got off the phone and I was like, who was that person? That was not me talking on the phone. That was 2018, me hedging her bets. And I guess it's kind of like the cute quit language, right? Trying to cute quit. But we do that because we want to stay safe, right? And we want to have a little backup plan B. What if there's only plan A? What if there is only plan A? What if that's it?
That actually my visceral reaction to that was fear. Like when you said there's only plan A, I'm like, no, please no. Please let me have a B, C, D, E, F, G plan. And it's that cute quit concept. It's like, well, like right now, as I'm starting all this, like, I'm like, well, it's okay if only like 10 people sign up. Like, I'll be fine. Like, oh my gosh, I'll be fine if only like, 11 people. That's fine. I don't want to advertise this to my Facebook. That's too many people. And it's like, it's self-sabotage. It's
right.
all of the things, fear, anxiety. Also, the amount of work, you know, just being like, I'm going to have to work so hard for this to be successful.
That's right.
But the thing is like, when you walk in your purpose, like,
Mm.
man, when I'm doing this, when I'm writing this
Mhm.
program, when I'm doing this, I'm just like, and it's like, la, la, la. And I don't feel
Mhm.
that like manic feeling of like, I got to get this done today or it's not going to work. And
Right.
that's never
Mhm.
been my entrepreneurship experience.
Mm.
I've always rushed things did it up, but this feels
Mhm.
very much up my alley. I can write a poem in 5 minutes. I can do this. And so writing is like,
Which is
I've never done what is easy for me.
right.
Never. I'm like, I'm going to go the path of most resistance so that I have an excuse. So I can say, well, I'm not even good at that.
Mm.
You know, I took a
Mhm.
science major when all of my aptitude tests, every single aptitude test I took online, at school, with my guidance
Mhm.
counselor, all of them
Mhm.
said, be a
Mhm.
psychologist. Every single one.
Wow.
Every single one. And I have been for my family,
Wow.
friends. I have been for, you know, anyone I meet on the street. People have come out of the closet to me that I barely
Mhm.
know. Everything was that. And I was like, you know what?
Dang.
I'm gonna be a science major. Yeah. Path of most.
Okay, so but what do you think you were trying to protect by doing the science?
I think here's the thing: if you fail at something that you knew was going to be hard, right? If you fail at something
Yeah.
that was like, this isn't even my go-to, right? You fail at that,
Mhm.
it's a given. You fail
Yeah.
at what you do well,
Mhm.
it's a splintering of identity.
Ouch.
You know what I'm saying?
Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I do. So up until this present moment, everything is we're here and the now. Up until this present moment, the vast majority of my decisions have been made professionally and otherwise by whether or not I know I can do it extremely well. And if I know I can do it extremely well, imagine this. Here is the extraordinary. It's several tiers up from I can do it extremely well. I don't shoot for extraordinary because I want to be able to conquer the extremely well. Let's just call it the really good, the extremely fine,
Mm-hmm. The
the
acceptable,
extremely
the
fine level.
bare minimum almost.
We're good. And so you conquer extremely fine. And what happens is you patted your ego and saved yourself from any sense of failure. And you make yourself miserable because at the end of the day, it's just fine.
Yeah. And it's just,
fine.
there are people who are built. I actually don't think there are people who are built to sustain just fine. I just think that most people will not go past that. My bills are paid. My kids are fed. They're clothed. I have a roof over my head. My life is fine. It's good. It's decent.
Yeah, it's good.
But like the people that you and I, we want to bring out that extra. We want to do that for people. And I think that first we have to do it for ourselves, which is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Because how am I going to tell you, go be extraordinary, and I go back and I'm ordinary?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Just, I mean,
totally. It's sobering.
So, and the thing is my success rate for things I've done is very high. 4th grade, you saw the video. 4th grade, I want to be a soccer player. I have a Wikipedia page. I've been on ESPN. I've played in lots of countries. Did it, right? My success rate in betting on myself has been very high.
Yes.
Why don't I do it? Why don't I do it? It's like so I
This is different. This is just different.
It's part of my heart.
It's your heart. And it will require for you to stretch beyond what you can imagine you are capable of.
Yeah.
If there's more, it will require that it puts you in a heart space, in a mind space, in a soul space that is, in fact, expansive because it's beyond what you've been able to imagine and be able to reverse engineer to know that I'm gonna absolutely slay it. So you got to it's almost like you have to actually really get over yourself. You really do. We have to get over yourself to become extraordinary.
But we also have to be willing to fail, which I know for you in your line of work, like you said, you can succeed or you fail or you fail, you know, where it's like, it's hard either way. Like for me, in a sports mind, you win the game or you lose the game. And ties are a toss-up. Ties are one of those things where you're like, we were a better team and, you know, we just didn't have the win today or something.
Yeah.
You know, but like opening your heart to fail and fail publicly for someone like me and you, it's like, I see it a lot.
Right.
I'm nervous to have that. Like, I'm not sure how I'll react because it hasn't happened much in my life. Like, I'm gonna, even with sewing, like I am YouTube University taught. Like I sat there, but I didn't start posting anything until I was really good at it.
Right. Of course.
I still don't post much. Same thing with dance fitness. I still have 1 or 2 people in my class, and I realized that I wasn't posting those 1 or 2 people because I'm not going to post until I've got 10, 15 people in my class where I look like, you know what I mean? Like, especially because you said it earlier, you love to win and you're competitive, and my family, we can't play cards. We cannot play cards without everyone being just very centered after the turkey. So we're have a little
yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I hate failing. I hate losing. Well, why don't I use that to my advantage?
Right.
Then don't fail.
Yeah. It will ultimately serve you well. That drive, that absolute, just rooted in your DNA desire to do everything with excellence and succeed. It means you will break through. You will break through. But I think that ultimately, like, we can't go into it knowing exactly what that's going to look like or what it's going to feel like, because that will be self-limiting.
Yeah.
Because it's the first step forward won't look like that. If you, like the 10 people versus the 2, I've done the exact same thing, exactly the same thing.
It's frustrating because, like, a win is a win. One person in my class matters. And I know that's my core. I truly, like, I will come for that one person every single time. It matters to me. But it's not about what matters to me in those moments of, like, feeling embarrassed or less than, the people who have 30 people in their class. It's a matter of, like, what are they going to think of me if I can only get it has nothing. It's all pride.
Right. It's totally the pride. It's all
pride. And that's the same thing with, like, I actually just wrote a poem yesterday about sharing, and, like, it was one of those things that, like, it was kind of centered around sharing is caring, because who am I to not tell my story if it can help someone?
Yeah.
So keeping it to myself, keeping the writing to myself, keeping all those things to myself, it only serves me.
Yep.
And that is not what I am to my core. In a hug alone, I want you to feel love from me. So why wouldn't I want you to feel less alone? And what Tiff shared about her daughter and how she just couldn't find anything. And, like, that is if only her daughter, it's enough for me.
Yeah.
And so it's only the pride that keeps me wanting to, like, play small.
Oh my gosh.
It's
totally. It is. Right.
And we don't need it. That's not of God.
No.
That's not something I want to carry with me.
No way. Yeah.
Okay, so in this sense, we're talking about the present moment. So I was going to ask, in that hard times or those hard times, what helped you continue? Instead, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit and ask you, what's going to help you continue going forward?
Okay, I do know the answer to this question. I do. Okay. Well, you will not be surprised because you are also in a room where this was broken down. Apply pressure. Pressure applied. Megan Thee Stallion, pressure applied. Right? Okay. So
I was wondering when
when is it going to feel real? When is the big leap going to feel real? Right? As you're walking to the cliff, as you're peering over the cliff, that's when you feel really, really scared. But when is it real? Not till you leave the land.
At the jump, right when there's nothing holding you.
And you will find out if you can fly. You will not know if you can fly until you are actually in the air and no longer connected to the land. And then the force of gravity will take over and you will find out what you got. That's pressure. Pressure has to get you there. And for me, financial security has kept me in a state of, static planning. Planning. Talking planning. More talking about the planning and planning about the talking. Okay. So what's going to happen is I got to it's a 2-week notice situation with no safety net and wings. I know they're there.
Yeah, they are. And I think they're going to have
I know
glitter.
they're there.
I think they're going to have glitter and they're going to be beautiful and big. And honestly, like, I don't think you realize it, but you're already flying. You're already
I don't realize it. I feel very
you've taken big jumps.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked a little bit about how the struggle of speaking. You were on a stage last weekend, bro. Like you were, and when I tell you that people were like this and mouth agape.
Oh my gosh.
Every word. I had a dry mouth after because my jaw was on the ground while you spoke.
Oh my gosh.
You need to know, like, and I know that if you have the background of faith, you need to know God speaks through you, Beth. And easily. It doesn't look like a struggle. It doesn't look like you're trying to find words. It looks like you've been speaking on stages your whole life. And it looks like this is what you're meant to do. It looks like, for me, I was like, I would buy her TED Talk. I would go to that TED Talk. I would be in that audience and be where she is. Like, you're already flying, you know? You really are. I need you to hear that because I think that sometimes I have a really bad habit of putting my head down and working and just work, and not looking up and seeing what I'm building. And then like once it's built, I move on to the next thing and I work. And I want you to look up for a second and realize you're doing the damn thing. You are.
Thank you.
And you did not cancel today. And even if you tried, I would have been like, hell to the no. I'm calling you FaceTime. I would have been up your ass.
Oh, good.
I would never have let you.
Thank you.
I would have been like, tell me exactly why. And you would have been like this. I would have been like, not a good enough excuse. I'll see you in 5. I'll see you in 5.
That's right. Oh, I almost wish I did that. So I got that speech.
You know what I'm saying? You know, because it's like, now that we've all been put under that pressure, I'm not going to let you let it up.
Thank you.
I'm not, because it's like, your dreams are my dreams. Like, your success is my success, and I cannot wait.
Oh my!
And I'm gonna need some legal. When I make it big, I'm gonna need some.
That's right, baby. That's right.
I'm gonna need a legal person in my corner.
Right.
You know,
we will. We all do. We all need an inspired lawyer.
Everyone in that room will need your help.
I can't wait to help people be their own bosses, find freedom, find their passion, walk the dream. All of it. I can't wait.
Do it legally.
Do it legally, yeah. You know.
Knowing that nothing can be taken from us, that we're getting all that stuff done correctly.
That's right. Protect your brand.
Yeah. And you're hard to find. That right now, like, I don't know that I can find someone like you doing that right now.
Nobody's doing that affordably. That's what I can say.
That is the ticket.
Because they got to pay for their 33rd floor conference room.
High rise and the blah, blah, blah.
The whole deal.
All prestige and pride has nothing to do with what you're actually doing. What a lot of people really do get into your field with a good heart, what they want to do is help people. They want, because getting legal advice going into that is scary.
Yeah.
It's not something that we like consume ever. You know, fitness, you can find Googleable things everywhere with it. You know what I mean? How to dance, I learned how to sew from YouTube, but legal, it's just not something that people venture off into on their own. And
no, it's scary and intimidating. Most people that I talk to just are like, I don't even know where to start. And to me, it's like breathing now. I've been doing it so long. Which is
like amazing. Like, people keep telling me, you can write in 5 minutes. I'm like, yeah, because that's the only way I could express myself my whole life. I wanted everyone to think I was happy. So my scariest, deepest, darkest, gross things were all on paper.
Yep.
You know, and so like we've done our 10,000 hours.
Yes, we have.
We've done our 10,000 hours, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
That's street cred. And you know what else is street cred? Failure. Jumping off and just failing. Like, I really don't think I've earned the right to call myself an entrepreneur until I've actually failed. And so I'm going for it. I'm going for failure. I don't care. I don't care if I succeed. You know, I'm not literally like, let's go low. Right. But what I'm saying is I'm going to go and aim as high as I possibly can. The most extraordinary of all extraordinaries that seems unbeatable, where I can't even imagine even being able to live at that level or sustain at that level. Yeah. And if it fails and we find ourselves somewhere in between, I'm okay with it. And in the meantime, I'll be able to say, guess what? I made some mistakes and it's okay.
Yeah. And you just get better. You either
Yeah.
win or learn. That's what I tell the boys I coach. Like, you win or
Yes.
you learn. And like, I don't actually know that my best seasons that I've coached were all ones we did not do very well, but we learned a lot. We learned,
Yeah.
and they became better people after that season versus
Mhm.
the season where we were like, another win, another dub, another win. They were just like,
Yeah.
they weren't as fit
Mm.
as I had before. Their mental toughness was zilch, like zero.
Mm.
So if we could,
Right.
I mean, we know that we do this in dance fitness all the time. We're in front of the class, we forget something, we improv.
Oh, for sure.
But you
Yep.
think that 8 count was right, but it's not what Tansy choreographed. It's not what was given to me. We do it all the time, and I just think we do it
Yes.
in those simple places, and I can't wait. I cannot wait
It's
to watch us do it in big ways.
no, me too. I feel like when I first met you in the tier 2, in more of the coaching settings, I remember thinking to myself, that's a real one. That's a real one right there. Like whatever she's drinking, whatever she's having, that's what I want.
Yeah.
There's just such an infectious, beautiful, I mean, it's like you are such a lover, that it feels like everything that you say feels like both a hug and also a kick in the ass.
I've got a poem coming out today. It's that.
Are you serious?
I think I really do. I wrote one yesterday. I was like, this is going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those. But I think it's also that, first off, I'm the youngest in my family. So one of my biggest love languages is, affection and physical affection and things like that, because I was also pocket sized. Like I was like, I barely hit 5. When I hit 5 foot, we actually had a celebration dinner. Like I was tiny my whole life. So that meant I was carried a lot. I was always in my dad's arms, on his shoulders, everything. I had little legs. So they're like, come on. So I think that I have been loved on my whole life. And even in my soccer career, I didn't know this until college, but my mom never paid for competitive soccer. She goes, oh no, I only went to teams that would pay for you. So I had people paying for me.
Wow.
Yeah. For me my career is everyone's. It really is. And then even in Sweden, I lived with people's families. I've been loved on entirely and whole. I can't help but reflect that because I be whole. I mean, and then I go through tragedy and the amount of people sent me money. I'm like, that is your hard-earned.
Wow, Sammy.
You who flew me to be with my family from Sweden, who flew me back to Sweden for his funeral. Like the amount of love that has been like, I am to the brim every day, no matter what I've been through. That has never, well, when I was succeeding, it hasn't changed. When I was in the just hell of hell. So if I can spend the rest of my time projecting that at people and hugging it out of people, do it. I'm going to do it. I don't think there's any such thing as not a hugger.
No.
We are going to hug.
It pours out of you.
I hope so. I appreciate
it. It really does. It's a soft place to land.
Yeah, sure. I hope so. And I have many of those people in my life, and I know exactly, they're necessary. And I love that. Oh, I love that, Beth. Yeah. So we have one more, one of my favorite things. I need to know one of your favorite quotes. 75. I know you.
Oh, shoot. Well, no. So the one I told you is my favorite quote, but okay. So and I'm going to get it wrong, dude. I had it pulled up here, but it is, and I'm just going to say it again because it is, if you really spend some time to really think about it, absorb it and let it get in your body, in your mind, it will start pulling some things out. Yeah. Even more than you thought. But again, this is the concept of how we have our material life, the overground life, the one that people see, what we project to the world, what we think we're supposed to do, our rule following life. I'm already paraphrasing the quote before I even say it, but it is this concept of what we expect from ourselves and what the world expects from us. the memo that we got, the job description that we got, that's your lived life. But your unlived life is the life of the most abundant, extraordinary potential that you carry within yourself for creativity and creating space for growth and freedom and beauty in the world.
Yeah.
And that is what captivates me.
Yeah.
So the quote is, everyone has two lives, their lived life and the unlived life within them. And between the two stands resistance. And that has been my life's work up till now, is to break through the resistance so that the unlived life can break through and be unleashed.
Oh, shit. I have like goosies. I got goosies. Because it's like, yeah, man. And we talk a lot about resistance in our circles. We talk a lot about resistance because it's never really the problem. It's never really the anything it's the resistance.
That's right.
It really is. And I'm going to chew on that the rest of the day.
Yes.
And I don't know how to thank you for not saying no.
Oh, I thank you. And I am so grateful that you would have kicked my ass if I did.
Oh, heck yeah. Are you kidding?
I need people like that in my life, because usually if I say, you know what, everyone will let me off the hook. Everybody lets me off the hook.
I said the Sam.
What's up with that?
No. And I think that's why it was scary to walk into that VIP brunch, because you knew you were walking into a bunch of accountability partners, a bunch of biz besties, like even just her walking to the table and being like, why do you want to do that? How can you expand that? And that we were signing up for that.
Right. I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for that level of practicality.
Yeah, that too. And just the fact that, so what we're talking about is that we just went to a giant conference last weekend, and at the very end, after we're physically, emotionally exhausted from this whole thing, we did a VIP business brunch. And it was all about business and what our idea is. Everybody had to leave the room with an action plan, which again, that pressure, when I tell you, I've never stepped out of a room like, crap, I got things I'm supposed to do, or someone will call me on it.
Yeah. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not since homework.
Yeah.
Not since, actual schooling did I ever leave a room and have something to have to report. And then now I'm working with Chandler, and she's like, do not let me down.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
I'm so glad.
It's one of those things where the amount of blessings we got from that room aren't going to stop. And I think that's why you and I are both like, yeah, we hit a high, but there's no come down from it. And it's not a high as in an unobtainable high. It's just our new reality.
That's right.
And I think that's the part right there that I think people, when they come back from a conference like that they feel they have to come down from. And if we can keep ourselves elevated up there just long enough for it to feel normal. Have you ever heard of the can theory, the can analogy?
No, tell it to me.
Something becomes common in your life, then acceptable, and then normal. So if we can make pushing ourselves common, we do something like that every day, we'll start to accept that's just who we are. And then all of a sudden doing, pumping out, our business plan, edits in the morning, we'll just
that's
what I do. That's what I do from 7 to 8.
That's right.
So I am so excited to see what you're going to do. I'm so excited to hire you eventually. I am so excited you are just here with me right now. You are an amazing person.
Thank you, Sammy.
I love you. And
love you too.
I can't wait till this episode airs, because people are going to be like, oh, there's too many nuggets. I'm going to preface it by being like, get a pen and paper.
Oh my gosh. That's the thing. That's what it's all about. It's not really even about nuggets. It's about breathing life. Breathing life into those spaces that have felt dead and stagnant and unworkable.
Yeah.
I was there for a long time.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't think anything can grow in this garden. Literally and figuratively. Because sometimes, have you ever tried to grow a garden? You're like, what the heck? Everybody else is doing it. But really breathe life into it. Yeah. That is my passion and desire, is to see women especially be able to find an extraordinary way to live and to live in freedom.
Yeah.
I just cannot wait to see people be able to find themselves in that. And it's happening already, as we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love you. I'm going to stop this, but
Love
don't
you. Okay.
Thank you for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to that conversation. I am so happy that you were here. So happy that you have taken the time to be here with me and with Beth. So thank you, and I hope you keep listening. Subscribe, like, share, download, do all the podcast things. I will catch you next time. Go tell someone they're awesome today. Bye.
Unmute myself, record, unmute myself. I'm a dork.